My dear sisters and brothers in Jesus Christ, every year on 4th October, the Church celebrates the feast of St. Francis of Assisi. He is the most popular saint in the world. He is the patron of animals, missions, and ecology. He is the saint of the poor. St. Francis was born in Italy in the year 1181. He was born into a rich family and enjoyed lot of comforts. He had lot of friends during his teenage years. St. Francis wanted to become a knight, and therefore he joined the army in the war against Perugia, and there he was captured and imprisoned. Upon his release, he came back and wanted to join the crusade, and it was during this time that he received a call from God who said, "Francis, go and serve my people." He returned back a changed man. There is a beautiful story about St. Francis which reminds us that he cared for the poor. One day, while he was traveling, he saw a man affected with leprosy and lot of sores on the body of the man. St. Francis went to this man, hugged him, and gave him a lot of kisses of peace. The event that changed St. Francis' life was when he visited the church in St. Damiano, where he heard the voice of God saying to him, "Francis, go repair my house," for which he literally thought that he had to repair the chapel. And so he stole his father's money, and when his father came to know that he had stolen money, his father took St. Francis to the bishop and demanded the repayment of his money. The bishop told St. Francis to repay his father back, and for which St. Francis stripped himself of all clothing in order to show that he wanted to repay his father. Thereafter, St. Francis lived a life of poverty. He lived on the streets and met people and cared for them who were poor. Soon after that, St. Francis established an order of priests which today is known as the Franciscan order. It is said that St. Francis had the gift of talking to animals. There are so many instances where St. Francis had spoken to animals. St. Francis considered nature as a reflection of God's image. We know his famous canticle, Brother Sun, where he speaks about nature. St. Francis lived a life of holiness, always caring for the poor. St. Francis died on 3rd October 1226 and was canonized in the year 1228 by Pope Gregory IX. In the year 1916, St. Francis was regarded as the patron of Catholic action. My dear brothers and sisters, let us pray through the intercession of St. Francis that we too care for the poor and always live a life of holiness.